What's up, YouTube? What's up, Vaping Public? Welcome back to Vaping with TuffLuck. And today, we're going to change it up a little bit. We're not going to do a review. What we're going to do is a demonstration, tutorial, little walkthrough video of how you can modify your background on the Laisimo L1 200 watt device so that you can use your own custom pictures and so forth. Here I am using a awesome picture of me and my beautiful fiance Candy, and as you see I have that as my background, and then I modified the font color as too white to make sure it blends nicely. So today I'm going to show you how I did that to set that background, set that photo as my background on the device, and I'll show you the full process from downloading it to what you need to do with your device before connecting it to the computer and to the program. I'll help you do the walkthrough of installing the drivers, answer some frequently asked questions, also let you know what not to do and what to do for this process and for this video. And to do this, you will need three things: your device, your micro USB cord, and a computer running Windows 7, Windows 8, or Windows 10 only. It will not work on Mac, Apple computers. It will not work on Windows Vista or Windows XP computers. You will need Windows 7, 8, or 10. I have tested it on Windows 7, 8, and 10, and it works fine. It is a little bit of a drawn-out process, so grab your vape, watch this video fully through once to learn the process of how to do it, and then if you want, do step by step with me as you were doing it yourself. It's not that hard to do. It's just the first time's a little bit tricky until you see it completely done. Then it's easy to do. So let's jump right into it. And for this process, I'm going to modify it and upload a whole nother picture for you guys. And then we'll back out, talk on the shit, and see how it goes. Alright, guys? Alright guys, so we're checking out the one and only Laisimo L1 200 watt device. So what do you need for this part? You need your micro USB cable that came with your device. Right here, looks like this. You need your mod. You need some sets of batteries already in there, and you need them fully charged for this. Then once you get there, you want to go to the Laisimo website, which is laisimo.com. Then you will come to a page that looks just like this right here, and on this page you want to then go over to this option right here on the navigation bar, download. So we're going to go over here, we're going to click download. It is then going to load to a page that looks like this, and you will get a couple different links and options here on this page. We're only worried about one. We're worried about this one, the second one from the bottom, which says Laisimo L1 200 watt upgrading wallpaper change guide. You want to select this, and then from there you will get this little pop-up that asks you where you want to save it or what you want to do with it. You want to save it and wait for it to download. Once it is downloaded, you then want to then go over to the file that you just downloaded. It will look like this. It'll come in a folder that is a .zip that says Laisimo L1 200 watt wallpaper changing guide, so forth. Let me see if that'll clear up a little bit for you guys. That's the best we're going to get. But what you want to do once you get here is you want to right click it, and you want to go over to extract all. You will then get a window that looks like this, ask you where you want to extract it to, then hit extract. You will then get a pop-up of a new folder that looks like this. And on this part, you will then get some information, some different files and everything like that, which are very important. So you want to listen and make sure you do the right files and so forth at this step. You will have some bin files. You will have 3 bitmap images, which are the default factory images that come preloaded on your device. And then you will have a program file, which is a .exe. And then you will have 2 installers that are for drivers that is required to be able to change your wallpaper on this device. Now what you need to do is you need to figure out if your computer is a 64-bit operating system or a 32-bit operating system. That is very important and very crucial. How can you find out this information? Well, you can go over to your start. Once you get there, you can then go up to computer, right click it, go down to properties, and then in here you will get a little new window, and then on there under system type it'll let you know. So my computer is a 64-bit operating system, so I am going to select the x64 option in that folder. Now the install or everything is just the same for when you're installing it. The only difference is which driver installer you are going to use. x86 is for 32-bit operating systems and x64 is for 64 bits. Now what you're going to do is you then want to open it up, hit the yes button or run. You're then going to get a little window like that is going to install the drivers. It is then going to disappear. So once it disappears, do not believe you are done. You want to wait about 5 to 10 seconds and a second installer window will pop up and ask you to continue and so forth. I already have my drivers installed, so I will wait a second and let you guys catch up if you're doing this while this video is rolling. Alright, so by now you should already have the drivers installed and so forth. So what's the next step? You want to go ahead and find an image that you would want to use on your Laisimo L1 200 watt device. As you see currently, I have a awesome picture of me and my fiance on here. Yeah, it looks sweet, don't it, guys? Alright, so I'm going to use a different image for this example, and what you will need to do is then go over to MS Paint, which is Paint. It's installed on every Windows computer. You want to just open that. Do not use application like Photoshop or anything else. You want to use Paint because it doesn't add any extras or anything else like this. You then want to go to open the photo that you are going to use as your background. I am using this photo for this test. It's just a little icon that says Vaping with TuffLuck. The first option you want to do is you want to go to rotate. You then want to select rotate 180 degrees, which is the third one down, which basically flips your picture upside down. And there is a reason why we are doing this. The second option is you want to go to resize, and then on resize option you will get a new window popped open like this. And on this window, the first thing you want to do is select pixels, then go down to maintain aspect ratio, and you want to uncheck that. Then for horizontal, you want to replace these settings with different information. And what you want to do is you want to make it 240 pixels wide. So we're going to put 240. And then for tall, you want it 320. So you want it 320 by 240. And then you select OK. And as you see, it's going to resize your image to the size that we need for your device to change it. Now here is one of the most important steps for this process. You then want to go to File, and you want to go to Save As. Not Save, you want to go to Save As. And then under here you will get 5 different options to choose from. You want to select .bmp, which stands for bitmap. And you can only use .bmp photos for your background on this device. So you want to use that actual file type, and you want to select .bmp picture and save it whatever you want to as. I'm going to save mine as MO2, and make sure down here at the bottom that it does say 24 bitmap BMP image. It does. So then I can close out Paint now. We are done with Paint. Now here's the next step that you want to do. You want to go to Start, And this step is important also, so please make sure you don't skip this one. And you want to just type down at the bottom where it says search program and files, device manager, and you want to open up the device manager. On the device manager, you'll get a bunch of information which you might not understand or know about. So that is fine, because we'll only be needing one little section, one little piece of information from this. The next step is you want to leave this open because we're going to come back to this. Next step is go back to that folder that we extracted after downloading from Laisimo.com, and you want to open the program that says program for Win.x10. So it's the third one from the bottom. This one right here. You want to open this, you'll get this little warning. You want to hit run, and then you'll get a little window that pops up. It looks like this. Now before we continue, I'm just going to explain a couple things for you guys. You're going to have a scan, a drop down box, a device info, a little picture that says Laisimo, a file button, a update button, a picture num, an update button, and then a drop box for the picture num. And then you're going to have a loading taskbar, and then you're going to have this text box which lets you know what's going on during that running of the application. So these two buttons right here, file and then the smaller update, we're not going to use at all. This one is for selecting the bin file of the firmware you want to upgrade your device to when Laisimo releases a new firmware for this device. So then you would select it on this button, then you would hit update. Only buttons that we are going to be using is the picture, one that says picture, the pick num box, and then the big update. We'll also be using the scan button up top, and then this drop down button that will have the different list of ports, which is why we need the device manager. So the next step is you want to then take your Laisimo L1 200 watt device and you want to pop one of your batteries out. That's all. Then before connecting your micro USB cord to your device, you want to plug it into the computer, but not plug it into your device. From this step, you then want to take your device and hold your fire button and your up button at the same time, just like that, and hold them in just like that. You then, as you are holding your two buttons in, you want to make sure do not let go of these buttons at all. You then want to reinstall your battery to your device with it not being plugged up to your micro USB cable. So I took out this battery on this side, the furthest end, so it's positive down, negative up. So I want to place my battery back in. My battery is back in. I then want to continue to hold these buttons for 5 seconds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then let go. That's all. Your device won't do nothing. Do not place any more buttons or anything like that. After you do that, you then want to plug in your micro USB cable. Then you should see your device manager window refresh because it now has a new port connected. So then what you want to do after connecting it is wait maybe about 10 seconds, then go over to the option that says ports, COM, and LPT, which is right here. I don't know if you guys can read that too clearly. Ports, COM, LPT. You'll then will see a little arrow next to it. You want to select it to see what pops down. Then you will see STM Microelectronics Virtual COM port, and then in parentheses COM4. Now remember, COM4, for me, this is what I need. This is the port that my device is connected to my computer with. So yours could be different. Yours could be COM1, 2, 3, or 4, depending on how many micro USB slots that you have on your computer. Mine is COM4. Yours might be different. This is why you need to have Device Manager open so you can see what this says in between parentheses when it has STM Microelectronics Virtual COM port open. You then can close this out. You then want to go back to that program that we opened up from the folder that we extracted from LaisimoL1.com with your device plugged up. You then want to hit scan, and as you see, it will then come up with some information over here. You then want to remember mine was COM4, so I want to select COM4. After I do that, it'll say you have selected COMX is COM4. I then want to jump over here. That is correct. As we've seen on the device manager, the device is COM4. I then want to select picture. Go over to where I saved it at. Make sure it's the correct one. I saved it as M02. Select it, and now it'll let me know I have selected that picture. I then want to go down here to pick num and select M2 or M3. That is all up to you. It only allows you to replace M2 or M3. M1 is your default photo background no matter what. You cannot modify that one, but you are allowed to modify background M2 and M3. I'm going to select M2 because M3 is the photo that I showed you in the beginning of this video of me and my girlfriend. So then after I selected the picture I'm going to use, what slot it's going to be selected into, I then want to click update right here, the big update button. And as you will see, it'll say waiting. And then you will start to see this green taskbar load across. It will take about maybe 60 seconds maximum. And remember, you do not want to hit any buttons on your device or allow it to come unplugged from the device or the computer or your batteries removed. If that does happen, you can cause your device to brick, which means your device will then be corrupted and need to be reflashed. So now, as you just heard that beeping noise, which means my device was disconnected after being successfully updated, as you see 100%, and it'll say programming finished. Alright, so then what you can do is back out, go over to your device, and as you see, you have your device here, your batteries are in, you're still connected. You can then unplug it and power your device on. 1, 2, 3. Laisimo. And it'll power off like that. It lets you know that you're back in the standard mode. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3. Go over to the settings options. Boom, 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 boom. Go up to wallpaper. Select M2. And then back out. Boom, look at that, guys. And remember what I told you about, we had to rotate the image. See, it was upside down on the computer, but it's upside right now here on my device. Sorry that's a little blurry for you guys, but that's what I got for you guys. Now we're going to back out, we're going to vape on it and talk about some stuff. Alright? Alright. Welcome back, guys. So we're back up top. And what did we just do? We just did the up close and personal on how to change your background on the Laisimo L1 200 watt. And as you guys see, it is a little bit of a long and drawn out process, but once you get everything basically under control, have the drivers installed, have the application downloaded, have your pictures rotated and saved at the correct format, it gets pretty easy. Then it's just about loading the device up, booting it in. Now, the process where you have to pop your battery out, hold your fire button and up button, and as you're holding it, place your button back in. Place your battery back in. Hold it for 4 to 5 seconds, and then let go of the buttons. And before it does anything, it will be still, your screen will still be black. You then want to plug it up, your micro USB cord to your device. The reason for that is when you do that, it is actually booting into a bootloader. So that way, when your device is connected to your computer and you open up that program that Laisimo designed, it then shoots the files over to the device into its bootloader, and then the bootloader saves it into the firmware and software that this device is running on so that it can operate and be in the settings and be updated. Unlike your cell phone where you can plug your cell phone up, copy the file over, then go to your settings and so forth. This is a little bit different. It doesn't have a storage device like a cell phone and stuff like that. This system's a little bit different. I do know a buddy of mine is currently working with Laisimo. He developed an application that makes this process 10 times simpler, where all you need is a smartphone and have your image converted over to a bitmap still. All that stuff still needs to be done. You need to flip your image, make sure it's the correct sizes and all that you've seen up close. But all you need to do now is do the application, have it connected Bluetooth, and it will do it over wirelessly. So which is a lot easier. And then the only catch about doing it that way is you need to pop your batteries out, and then let the device shut off, then pop them back in and reboot your device, and your new updated background will be connected. In the demonstration, I swapped my background out to that image as shown in the demonstration. I then modified my font color to black. I am now, since I am finished, going to swap it back over to the photo of me and my beautiful girlfriend, and I'm going to go to the settings, then go to M3, which is my custom background. Then I'm going to go back to the font color, change it back to white, then go back to exit, and as you see, I'm back to the way we started. I like that much better, that font, that background, so forth. You're not going to be able to use a super complex image. You're going to have to use an image that's going to work well with the font colors they provide you, so that way you're still able to read your voltage, your ohms, what mode you're in, and so forth. But that's what I got for you guys. Be sure to follow every step. Be sure to have the drivers installed, and make sure you install the right drivers. Don't install the 32-bit operating system drivers on a 64-bit operating system computer. I showed you in that video of how to check what operating system you're running, the device manager, everything you need to do this. So please do that, guys. I can't stress how important it is to do everything that I've shown in that video. And after you do it once, you have all that stuff done, all you have to do then is boot your device into the bootloader system, how I showed you, by popping out your battery and so forth, plugging your device up, scanning for it, making sure the COM port is selected. Once it's done that, select a new photo, select the picture number, hit update, you're done. So it'll become a little bit easier, a little bit shorter process, but please, guys, do not rush the process. Do not try to skip a step and so forth. Do the correct stuff. Make sure that everything is correct, and take your time. No need to rush it. It'll work, and it'll work flawlessly if you do it correct. So I'm going to take me another vape. I'm going to wrap this shit up. And if you haven't already, go watch my review on the Laisimo, I can never pronounce this shit, L1 200 watt device. I did a full detailed review, and or just a little hint, over on my Instagram, I'm gonna be announcing sometime today or tomorrow a huge, massive giveaway that is going to be linked between my Instagram and my YouTube, and it's going to have something to do with the FDA regulations, and with helping some of these organizations that are doing their best to fight the FDA in preventing all them deeming regulations. Not the ones that are helpful to our community, but the ones, though, say, of classifying 18650 as big tobacco, and also now this is considered a tobacco product as of August 7th, 2016. We're also working on to get the grandfather date changed to August 7th, 2016. So that means every product that is on the market from now, today, all the way up to August 7th, 2016 will be allowed to stay, and any products after that will then have to get FDA approved if the regulations get put through. So we need your help. Go to CASA.org, Vaping Militia, Not Blowing Smoke. Do what you can do, guys, and join the fight to help save vaping. It is important. Otherwise, you won't be getting the next update to where maybe we can the next step to this will be a touch screen, and instead of customizing your background, you'll be like customizing everything like your next iPhone and Android device. You'll be able to download apps on this motherfucker and connect to Wi-Fi. Only if we fight the FDA now. So let's do it, guys. Let's do it together. Remember, it ain't about what the fuck you're vaping on, as long as you ain't smoking them stinkies. And don't let the FDA trick you into going back to smoking cigarettes, saying that vaping is going to be no more. You're not going to get e-juice or mod, stuff like that. Don't start smoking cigarettes. It is not going to help you anywhere, and it's not going to fix anything. Continue vaping and do what you need to do. So I'm going to take a vape. I'm going to wrap this shit up, guys. Thanks for watching.